Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make are a sugar-free or sugarless chocolate chip cookie recipe. Now I know that this isn't for a lot of people because if you have a diet that you can have sugar and brown sugar into a cookie, this might not be your recipe. But if you're looking for a recipe for yourself, for a family member that's restricted due to sugar, regardless of whatever type of health condition they have or they desire not to have sugar, this recipe, I think it's quick, it's fast, and it's easy. And if any of you have seen my other videos that I do have on my channel, I like very easy, quick recipes. And this is one of them. So let's get started. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to need a half a cup of butter. I cut it into small pieces and I have left it at room temperature. I think it's easier to break up and it saves time. Now you can certainly use your hand mixer. You can do it by hand. I'm using my stand-up because I feel a lot faster for the videos in particular. So I'm going to warn you about the sound of the mixer because it can be loud, and I'm just going to cream that and break that up. Shouldn't take you very long. It probably will take you maybe it'll take you 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes. Really depends on the speed of whatever your mixer or hand mixer is. The next thing that you're going to need, of course, is a granulated artificial sweetener. You decide on the brand on that. There are so many out there that people like or they prefer. I particularly used the actual little blue packets of sweetener, if you know what I mean, and I used 19 of them on those. Now if you're using other type of sweeteners, you want it to be at least to be about 3/4 of a cup of granulated artificial sweetener. But like I said, the product that I'm using right now took 19 of the little blue sugar envelopes, or packets I should say. So I'm going to put those 19 in there, and I'm just going to turn this on just to cream it for a second or two. You're also going to be putting in 2 tablespoons of water, and it's just been at room temperature. It doesn't have to be cold or anything like that. You're also going to be putting in a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And you're going to be putting in 1 egg, which I had at room temperature and slightly beaten. Okay? And now I'm just going to turn this on and just cream it. Warn me about the sound. Again, whatever it takes you. Maybe it'll take 2 minutes, maybe it'll take 3. It really depends. The next thing that you're going to need, of course, is flour, and you need 1 1/8 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm going to grab my little whisk here if I can find it. There we go. That was 1 1/8. And oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I meant to tell you I no longer put the recipes below my video, and I'll explain in a little while. But that was 1 1/8 cup of all-purpose flour. We're also going to put in a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm just going to whisk this together. Okay? And now I'm going to add my dry with my wet. And warn you about the sound. again, you might not be using that high of a speed. I'm only doing it again, you know, to move it along so that I don't bore you too long. The next thing, of course, is you need the sugarless chocolate chips or morsels, and use a half a cup of those. And I'm just going to put them in, and then I'm just going to turn it on for a few seconds just to evenly mix it, but not necessarily, you know, want to force them to break them up. Okay, and now I'm going to take that paddle out, take out my excess. Don't want to really waste any product, you know. It takes us time to do baking and spend the money for the baking, and I just don't like to waste product. I'm going to set that aside. Next thing is I'm just going to take my spatula, clean the sides of my bowl, make sure that the bottom did get combined well, and then you'll see this beautiful, light, fluffy cookie batter. These cookies do smell so good when you bake them. Your whole kitchen, you will smell that great chocolate. Okay, next thing, of course, you're going to need a cookie sheet or a cookie pan. If you want to lightly spray it with an oil spray, or use your mats, your Teflon mats, or your parchment paper, or whatever that you prefer. Now, on the sizes, I will tell you that I made cookies on this size right here. They actually, of course, there is a smaller one. Okay, now when I made the cookies with this size, I got 17. If you want to, of course, get more, then use the smaller one and you'll double that amount. So it's really going to be up to you how large or how small that, you know, you want to make them. Okay, but again, this is the size that I used, and I got 17 cookies out of them. All right, and then if you're, you know, if you want to get more out of them, just put them down by a teaspoon if you don't have a scoop. And, you know, they don't spread too much. They bake up nice, high, and tall, but still place them at least that 1 or 1.5 inches away from each other, okay? And I'm not going to bore with you to show you. You certainly know how to put cookies down on a cookie tray or a pan, but you're going to bake these at 375 degrees, and they're going to take you anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. Now, if you're making them larger than this, you might have to expend that time a little bit, because you know our ovens all set up so differently. But generally, I find that between the different sizes, if I want to make more and I use the smaller one, the time is very closely related to the scoop that I just showed you. Okay, so you know, again, that 10 to 12 minutes, and they will come out really nicely golden brown for you. So let's push that aside. I'm going to rinse my hands real quick because I was working with raw cookie dough and raw egg. What I'd like to show you now, just want to grab a clean towel here for my hands to show you what they look like once they do bake up. And this is how they will turn out. You can kind of get an idea of their size that we talked about. You have a nice golden brown on the bottom. I hope that you can see that. Some will come out a little bit more rounder than others. Maybe some might come out more of a little oblong shape. Regardless of the shape, these cookies are delicious. Are they going to replace a real sugar chocolate chip cookie? Probably not. But again, for people with restricted diets, this is a good one. This is a good tasting one. And again, I got 17 of this size. So you decide how large or how many that you want to get out. of that recipe and adjust your timings, okay? Again, sorry that I don't put that recipe below the video. I'm not alone on this, that's for sure, and not even to bother you with this or bore you with this, but many people write and say, you know, gee, I miss the recipe, and I know you do, and I'm sorry about that. But as I said, I'm not alone, but I'm getting so tired of seeing people taking my work, pinning it, posting it, claiming it theirs. And when I always tell people, if you try this recipe and you liked it, leave a comment, because I'd like to hear from you. Or you have a question, I will answer you in a timely fashion. But I see my work on other places, and you've written to me and I can't answer you, and it's so frustrating. It's just not worth the time anymore for me. So please watch me solely. My work is only put on in video recipes on YouTube. So when you watch me or you write to me, I'm gonna get that question. I'm gonna be able to answer it in a timely fashion for you, okay? So I wanna, again, thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. If you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe, well, I can't thank you enough. Or give the video a like. That would be fantastic. So, thanks for watching again, Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.